Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel, Poverty Hill Adventures. In today's video, we're going to test out this cool homemade penny stove. I did not make this stove. The stove was made by a friend of mine, Dollar Don. That's what we used to call him, Dollar Don. And Dollar Don is a bit of a real-life MacGyver, and he made this little stove out of a two halves of a pop can. I don't know if you can see that, and then some other scrap parts he had laying around. And he gave me a rundown on how to use it. It runs on alcohol, not the type of alcohol you drink. It runs on the type of alcohol that you don't want to drink. So I've never really cooked anything on it or heated anything up. I thought I'd give it a try today and see how it works. So let's take a look at it, and we can learn together about a penny stove. A penny is part of the process of using the stove. You fill this part up here. There's a little hole in the center. You fill that up with alcohol, and then after you got it filled up, you put a penny over that hole. You prime it by putting a little bit of alcohol around the outside, lighting it. Once it heats up, evidently it turns the alcohol inside the stove into a gas. And then there's little holes, which I doubt you can see here, but there's little holes that gas escapes, and it burns just like a burner on a gas stove. Like I said, I have no experience with it, so let's give it a try. What's the worst that could happen? Well, it worked. It worked. like anything, there's a bit of a learning curve. The first thing I needed to learn was that a flame on a alcohol-fueled stove basically is invisible in the daylight, and I actually lit it twice. It lit on the first time, but I couldn't see the flame, and I wasn't smart enough to put my hand over it and see if the heat was coming out of it. So I actually lit it a second time, and that was unnecessary. But the other thing was, I didn't realize just how hot this little stove would get, and I had it laying in the snow, and it was actually melting the snow, and it was tilting a little bit. So in the future, I'll probably put it on a log or something like that. The other thing that I need to get a little more familiar with, and I purposely did it the first time, did not put a lot of fuel in it because I didn't want problem with it or whatever. So I had put, I think 3 splashes of alcohol in the top here, and that was just enough. It was just enough to heat up that small cup of water. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but it actually was starting to form some bubbles. It was actually starting to boil. If you were going to cook something longer on this stove, of course you'd want to put more fuel in it. But the water did get hot, and it got hot pretty quick. Like I said, I was pretty surprised at how much heat this little homemade stove generated. So I made up a little bowl of hot oatmeal on a cold, snowy day. It was pretty cool messing around with this little stove. I'm gonna play around a little bit more with it. I don't know if it'll ever replace my other camp stoves or cooking on a wood fire. I really enjoy cooking on a wood fire, but it's a fun little project, and I think just about anybody could make one of these. Until next time, everybody, take care. Thank you for watching. Remember to keep on trucking and believe in yourself, even when no one else does.